Good morning, everyone. Hello, how are all of you? First things first, any dog owners out there, a little moment of solidarity with all of you because, oh my god, it is currently 11 a.m. A little bit of an earlier start for me today. Not the 11 a.m. part, but I've been awake since probably like 8 a.m. and I took both of the girls out today. And the reason I did that was because I haven't taken Bonnie out for the last couple days because she kind of just hasn't wanted to. She does her own kind of thing. But anyways, I had both leads and it's always an ordeal taking both of them out because Bonnie is a very reactionary dog and it takes a lot taking her out on her own. Anyways, and then her with Dolly. Dolly is so high energy. There's a lot of stress involved. There's a lot of planning goes on. And that's why we did it so early in the morning. Now, the walk was fine, it was great. Now, the weather in Brighton, I've been saying to you, has been so terrible. Like, some of the worst Brighton weather that we've ever had within the last couple days. And today it's pretty bad, again. And my moment of solidarity to other dog owners out there is when you're out on a walk with your dogs, and the dogs are loving it, and Bonnie and Dolly both love getting like down and dirty. They love getting down and dirty. And there were a lot of puddles and there's a lot of mud. And listen, I don't stop them from jumping in anything. I don't stop them from just having fun. They do their own thing. They know they're allowed to, whatever. Now, coming back into the apartment though, my floors are like so dirty again. I just mopped my floors last night, and it seemed that like every day in like this winter period, I'm having to like mop my floors because obviously when the dogs go out and they come back in, their little tiny feet, you know, is carrying so much. But I'm just like, guys, I hate to be a Debbie Downer. I'm so excited for this to be over. I'm so excited for summer, or I'm so excited for like April, May, June, you know what I mean? I know that is summer basically, but give me spring. I'm so excited for like this terrible weather to be over. And you know what's crazy? Brighton is normally the best place, I would say, in the UK to be during summer, but last year we really didn't get a summer. The weather was terrible all of last summer. It was so shocking. It was raining constantly, it was cold constantly. Normally Brighton Pride is really warm weather. It was quite cold. Like we didn't really get that much of a summer last year, which was quite unfortunate. So I'm hoping for a better summer today. Yeah, honestly, if I can have my way. But anyways, I'm a little bit annoyed because the reason that I'm up so early was because Dolly was supposed to get her hair cut at 10:30. Now, I've been using the same dog sitter for a long time, so there's no issues here. However, I think that my dog sitter, who I love, she is great and she always does the best job with Dolly. She always takes care of her, things happen. I think she forgot about the appointment because it's past the appointment time now, like it's half an hour to maybe an hour later. She hasn't opened any of my messages of me being like, hey girl! So I think she forgot about it. So she might message me later or might message me tomorrow and be like, something came up or whatever. I have no problem. I just really would love to get Dolly booked in before I go to Japan because her fur is at that stage, if you have dogs, you know, whenever it's like carrying a lot and her hair starts to like mat a lot no matter how much I brush it out. So even just for herself as well, I hope that I can get some sort of haircut situation working for her soon. But anyways, she is not getting her haircut today, which is very unfortunate. I do want to say as well that I've really been taking on board what you guys have been commenting on these videos. A lot of you were mentioning a couple days ago, whenever I got prawns for Woody to eat, and then ultimately Woody didn't want to eat them and I gave them to Bonnie. A lot of people were saying how when you watch the footage, it looks like he's playing with the food, and that's what I was saying. I was like, Woody, are you playing with the food or are you gonna fucking eat it, right? However, a lot of people were saying that that was him trying to eat the food, but he was intimidated by how big the prawns were and the fact that they weren't like cut up or mushed or anything like that. So a lot of people were saying that I should give him another chance with trying prawns, but like serve them to him in a different way. And a lot of people were also commenting saying that the bowls that I have for Woody are not good. I have, you know, bowls, I guess, when you think of a bowl, what it comes to mind, like that little bowl, you know what I mean? I don't know how else to describe it other than that. You know what I'm talking about, and you've seen me feed him. A lot of people were saying that, Adam, those bowls are not good for cats because they get whisker fatigue. Now, this is crazy to me because I've had, you know, Tyler and Milo, and I never, ever, ever once heard of whisker fatigue, but basically, you know, when they're, you know, smushing their little faces into a bowl and their whiskers are being pushed, you know, that wears on their whiskers and fatigue and stuff like that. And so you should get these other kind of bowls that are like kind of tilted and more so like plate-ish. The good news is once I found that out, I immediately felt terrible. So I've ordered a bunch of whisker fatigue free is what they were like called bowls, and they've just arrived. So before we feed Woody, we need to go down to the mailroom downstairs and pick those up. I think that there's 2 different packages. I didn't know which one to buy because, again, I've never used these bowls before, and also I'm aware that people probably use them for water as well. And the problem is, I just feel like you wouldn't be able to fit a lot of water in them, or it would lead to spilling, because he does love getting his paws in there and kind of flicking shit around. So we will see. I'm definitely going to use it for food at a bare minimum. But anyways, thank you so much to everyone who brought that to my attention. What is that on my eye? Oh, it's nothing. I thought that there's like a shadow on my eye, and I was like, what the fuck is growing from my eye? It is in fact a shadow. So anyways, we will get those bowls for Mr. Woody today. But then I feel really bad because I'm like, I can't believe that I didn't know that this was a thing whenever I had Tyler and Milo. So I hope that those boys forgive me. But I know it now, and we're going to implement it with Woody. So thank you so much, honestly, to everyone who was letting me know. I know a couple people were replying to people who were talking about this whisker fatigue and being like, I've never heard of this as well. But I mean, thinking of it, it makes perfect fucking sense, you know what I mean? Their whiskers and hitting against the bowl. So I'm grateful that he is still so young and we are able to implement this now. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Also got a bunch of stuff has arrived downstairs, a bunch of litter, some dog food, you know, those like annual things that you have on subscriptions. So I'm excited to go and do a little haul. But yeah, I've been on a really weird sleep schedule recently where I've been staying up really, really, really late. And it has been pretty nice, if I'm being honest, to wake up at a normal time today and kind of be in routine again. I will say though, I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but there's something kind of just so restricting whenever the weather is so bad outside. And I mean, again, it is just a time of year thing and it will pass. And again, I did see that we are over the hump, everyone. It is officially, like, we are officially past the darkest day of the year when the sun sets the earliest, and it's only going to get brighter from here. And I am just thinking of those summer nights, those bright summer nights, barbecues. What is your favorite summer activity? Me and my friends really, really, really have started getting into. Also, someone was like, Adam, this is so gross the way you do this with wiping your nose. Well, I ultimately then wipe it off, like take it off. And also keep in mind, I live alone, you know what I mean? Like, if I lived with someone, I wouldn't be doing that. Like, that would be fucking outrageous. But a lot of this is context-based, you know what I mean? Does anyone know that meme of, they asked this girl in a mall, like, what's your favorite kind of food? Or who does the best cuisine in the world? And she goes, British food. And they go, that's not true. And she goes, it's opinions-based. And he goes, no, it's not. And she goes, it's opinions-based. And then he's like, name some food that you like from English culture. And she's like, everything. Popcorn. I love it so much. I will say that, like, traditional English food, whatever that may mean, like, I really don't know what traditional English food means. I will say that I've had, like, so much better food elsewhere. English pub food is just kind of like bog standard food. I will say that there's a place in Manchester that Manchester boy used to take me to. Why has he been on my mind so much recently? It's so crazy because with these men, it's like, I know that they don't think of me, you know what I mean? But I think of them. Time casts his spell on you, but you won't forget me. No, I'm literally like that. Dude, I'm like a fucking Etsy witch. Holy shit. I was seeing as well that apparently Etsy witches are getting like banned and suppressed on Etsy, which is making me so angry. Not that I truly have never used an Etsy witch, but I just feel, wait, Etsy witch, yeah, it is Etsy witch. I don't know why I'm Etsy wish. No, it's witch, an Etsy witch. You right? Yeah. It makes me really angry that they're like targeting and taking down these profiles, because at the end of the day, they're just a bunch of small businesses as well, and people get to choose where they send their money to, so like, stop trying to like fumble someone's bag. I've never ever contacted an Etsy witch, even though a lot of my friends have. If you don't know, it's like witches on Etsy who will like do like love spells or like other spells or something like that. I've never contacted them before because I've always been like, I've always wanted to, but I've always been so scared that they would like leak that I like reached out to them. Not that like anyone would care, but like I just feel like it would be so embarrassing, like my email, my name, who I want the spell on, you know, like that to me is just like way too invasive. So I'm gonna leave that art up to other people. But if I was a little bit more anonymous, girl, like if I didn't have a social media presence and all like this, I would be moving in crazy ways. Like I truly think about this all the time, and I talk to Neve about this. I'm like, if I didn't have what I have on social media, and if I didn't post so often and stuff like that, I wonder what my life would look like. And me and Neve were theorizing it, right? I truly, and you're gonna not believe me here, and maybe it's because I've been on social media so much, I feel like I would be so off-grid. I think there's something so sexy about being off-grid. Like, I mean, loading up someone's Instagram and like they only have like Instagram story highlights, like the little bubbles, or like maybe one post or something. I think there's something so sexy and mysterious about that, like the Taylor Swift reputation of it all, you know what I mean? I feel like I would love something like that. But the problem is, I want to be mysterious so bad, but I honestly just can't shut the fuck up. Like, I talk in theory about doing all of this, but I know that even if I didn't do YouTube, or didn't have you guys to like talk to or upload to, I know that I would probably just do this to people in my own life. But I also do believe as well that if I didn't have the muckers, whatever audience I would have, it would probably be significantly less, maybe like 100 people max. I feel like I would still be doing this because, again, I'm such a chronic oversharer, and I just feel like there's no amount of like therapy that you could pay for someone to have to listen to the stuff that I want to talk about versus enter muckers, you know what I mean? But I do always consider what my life would look like if I was more off-grid. And again, in the wake of like AI, in the wake of deep fakes and, you know, people's faces being used without their consent and all these different things, I mean, I'm fucked, you know what I mean? Like, truly, I mean, anyone who uploads their face on social media, like on Instagram post or whatever, is fucked. But I mean, anyone who is like a YouTuber or a content creator or a TikToker or, you know, uploads their face while it's moving or something, like, I mean, we're all fucked. I mean, the best we can hope for is that the AI bubble pops soon, but I saw this, like, AI video of this, like, company now where this guy was showing an example of his face moving, and then it was turning into a deepfake of Millie Bobby Brown, and it looked so real, and then I started thinking, and I was like, what is gonna happen with, like, facial recognition, you know? What's gonna happen with facial recognition if someone is able to deepfake a realistic, I think I can actually show you, hold on. I might make a video on my main channel about this, but it truly is very alarming. And I just think that we're past the stage of facial ID being able to be used. Yeah, look at this. So this guy is doing the expressions, and he is deep faking himself as the Stranger Things cast. Like, I'm sure a phone would unlock to this. You know what I mean? Oh, who the fuck is Madeline? Like, this, also, I don't understand the need for this. Like, there truly is no need for this. What are the benefits of creating a publicly accessible, or even privately accessible, I feel like that might be even more dangerous, tool that allows people to literally lifelike pretend to be someone else. What are the pros of that? If there's anyone who has pros of that, please let me know down below, because I truly do not see any pros to that, and I feel like facial ID is gonna have to maybe go soon. And I'm gonna be so upset about that. I love Face ID. I love how convenient that is. My hair's looking kind of fucked up right now, but it'll dry down. It's just because it's soaking wet after a shower. Oh, maybe we need to bring back Touch ID. I did love Touch ID. Anyways, let's go make some coffee. Okay, everyone, so the first thing that arrived is this strainer for my jam, which will be so much easier now because it will actually go in. Okay, so there's two different kinds of bowls that have arrived. This first one is from Ruby Road, 7 Ruby Road. I don't know if that's the brand name or whatever, but this is it right here, Cara and cat bowls. So again, I have two different options, so we're gonna weigh which ones I think will be best for him. So let's see. Oh, these are cute little colored ones. I like that, okay. It's a letter addressed to the cat saying that you've chosen a good human. I know that's right, Woody. Oh, these are cute colors as well. Oh wow, that's really cute actually. Oh, I think he'll like that. Oh, these are cute. These are really cute. I think they're very unproductive for water though, so if anyone has any advice on that, because he does like drinking water as well. I just don't think that will house much water. And then let me see about this one right here, what this one is giving. Guys, I honestly can't describe how bad the weather is outside. It's like absolutely, like it's putting me in a bad mood. Like it's torrential. This amount of packaging seems excessive, by the way. Okay, and then we have these bowls right here. I think these were the more expensive ones. Let's see what they're giving. So they have these, I guess these are little grip pads. Yeah, they are. Okay, these are also very, very, very cute. Actually, I kind of prefer these over this because you could put water in these. Look at that. Oh, and these also have cute little pastel colors on them as well. Okay, thank you guys so much for letting me know about this because I really, truthfully, hand to heart, did not know about whisker fatigue. So I think this will be so much better for Woody. Oh wow, there's a lot of bowls that have came here as well. Wow, this is a great deal on Amazon. I kind of like these two colors, so let's dish up his dinner. Which one should we choose to be his dinner bowl forever now? Should we do this one, because it'll get more messy? Yeah, let's do this one. Now, one thing I am gonna do is put a little bit of water in this before I start mixing in his dry and wet food. I'm actually gonna make his food here just so I have a little bit of peace with it. So again, I put some water in there. Let's put some of this dry food in here as well. And hopefully let the water kind of consume that a little bit. Now again, a lot of you were being really helpful and kind of responding to my Woodies of it all. And I've also been asking for advice when it's been coming to Woody and feeding him, etc. And a lot of people have been saying to me, like, there are other things that I can do other than giving him dry food as well as wet food to make sure that, you know, he's, you know, healthy with like his teeth and stuff like that, and I completely understand that as well. It's also like a pickiness thing as well. Whenever I gave Tyler a Milo, one or the other, for a long period of time, they would like go off entire brands and stuff. Like they were getting really picky, and whenever I had cat sitters, like they were saying like they would refuse to eat and stuff. So with Woody, feeding him dry food and wet food is also mainly a thing as well. I was trying to keep him as unpicky as possible, and the dry food is really good. And I'm aware as well that people were saying about, you know, male kittens, like they can have a lot of urinary issues, and that is exactly what Tyler had as well with his FIP, with struggling to go to the bathroom. So I understand that as well, which is why I want to start putting water in this as well as his wet food. It's making the dry food a little bit mushy as well, which is good. So let's put some wet food in this as well. He is so manic with his food, Jesus Christ. All right, let's put this in here. I don't know why I'm using chopsticks for this, but I'm just trying to mix this around a little bit. Woody, if I was a cat, this would look appealing to me, I'm gonna be honest. I love this bowl as well. I hope he enjoys eating out of this. If anyone knows of any like supplements or anything I can be putting in his food as well, and I mean, same works for the girls. I have a really good food for them as well, and it's taken me a little bit of time to find a really good one that works for them and helps with their stomach, because again, Bonnie has a really, really, really sensitive stomach. Let me know if there's anything I can be doing better, but yeah, this looks kind of good actually, Woody. I know, it's coming, honey. Oh wow, and look at the little grip on the bottom. That's genius. All right, Woody, out with this old bowl and in with this new one. I hope you like it. Now, Woody, this was the muckers that advised. Oh my God, that's so much better for his whiskers. Oh my God, thank you guys so much. Look at that. His whiskers aren't touching it or barely touching it versus with the other one, he really had to put his head in there. Oh my God, he's going crazy on it. I think he really likes it. Oh my God, thank you guys so much. Another mucker W. Thank you guys so much. He's loving it. He's loving it. I love that. Also, if anyone has any cats, please let me know down below because I'm really curious to see like how many of you actually do have cats. Let's get this ugly bowl out of the way then since we don't need it. So whisker fatigue is when cats' whiskers get overstimulated and it starts to stress them out. I'm so sorry, Woody. I didn't know this was happening. I feel like that Cynthia Erivo meme. I didn't know that was happening. So cats' whiskers have a lot of nerve endings and they are basically very high sensory as well. Oh my God, I need to make his food like this in future. I need to make sure to tell Neve to do this. She's gonna be fuming. She's gonna be like, really? Another thing I have to do? She's gonna be fuming, but I need to tell Neve to make his food like this because he's really enjoying this. So putting the dry food in, watering it down so it's a little bit mushy, and then putting wet food in there as well and mixing it around. Okay, noted, I need to tell Neve that. So basically that their whiskers are like they're high sensory on them as well. When the whiskers are rubbing against the sides of a deep or narrow food bowl, it is sending constant sensory input to the brain, which is annoying, uncomfortable, and eventually is painful. And it also leads to them eating less. Well, I never experienced that with this big one over here. It says that most pet bowls are designed for dogs or for human aesthetics and not actually for feline face geometry. So cats' whiskers are often wider than the bowl openings, so every bite is getting like a sensitive nerve attachment. So basically it says to switch to these wider bowls. And again, I think that this is probably a more enjoyable experience for him because again, these ones right here, he was putting his head in and the whiskers right here. And with this bowl as well, with this piece of bread is what they would say in church, I can put water in. That is really crazy once you think of it. Like the bowls are basically made for dogs or for human aesthetic. That's so stupid, isn't it? Bowls being made for human aesthetic rather than actual for the animals. It feels so stupid. Like we're not eating out of these. And if I was a human eating out of a bowl, I would probably prefer this. You know what I mean? Because then it wouldn't be like coming on my face. Just leave that there. Here's the thing about waking up early this time of year. So I'm sitting here and I'm looking out. And Bonnie and Dolly are currently sitting at the window and they're looking out as well. And obviously they've just been out earlier and they enjoy the rain and the mess of it. So they want to get back out again. But like girls, once is enough until this weather fucking, like it is so bad. Like I'm looking out right now and I can't show you really in detail because I'm just literally doxing myself. But like when I look out, I'm just seeing gray. I can barely see past maybe a building like that far, like it's just covered, right? And you're just seeing the rainfall come down. And whenever I open the window, you can hear it as well. Actually, whenever I opened my balcony, it was splashing inwards. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so annoying. This is so annoying. What is the weather like where you are? Because it is just getting worse and worse here. We haven't had much snow. There's been a lot of snow back in Ireland, but we really haven't had that here. Now that is like a big inconvenience, obviously, for public transport and people getting to and from work and stuff. And it's funny, the older you get, the more like snow is like the biggest inconvenience that can exist actually, and is very dangerous with like black ice and stuff like that and black snow. But we haven't had that this year, thankfully. We didn't have any snow, but we've been having like really icy weather and really rainy weather, which I mean, I would argue day in, day out is a little bit worse. Well, I'm glad that this bowl situation worked out really well for Woody. Yeah, we're talking about you. Oh my God, I completely forgot. Before we can do coffee, you know what we need to do? Our juices. We haven't done our juices today. Now, we are going to be starting a new bottle of our turmeric and cayenne pepper one. Then we need to do our other ones as well. I love doing these juices on an empty stomach, and also I'm so excited to go to Japan because in all of the 7-Elevens and all of the Family Marts and the Lawsons, which are the little convenience shops, I'm so excited for our morning routine. Our morning routine is going to be going in there and making an iced coffee. They have these coffee machines. I really got into making coffees at the Family Marts and Lawsons and 7-Elevens on my last couple days in Japan last year. So I know my routine down. So what we're gonna be doing, get it into your head so we're aware, so it's not a shock to the system. We're gonna be going into one of these, making our coffee in the morning, and also they have these little, they're like this, they're little pouches, and they're like these little jellies, and they have other ones that are these little shots like this, and they're really strong, like health shots and wellness things. They have one that is truly dedicated to recovering your liver after a night of drinking, or to drink before you drink. And it has always worked for me. Like, it's always worked for getting rid of hangovers. It's always worked for drinking before I drink and not getting a hangover. It's great. And then these little like jelly little pouches that they do, they are really great. They're like a bunch of fucking vitamins all in one, and people like recommend when you go to Japan to get these, and they're cheap as shit. And I've always wanted to bring them back. So it was so great to find this dairy company that does, you know, their own little twist on these things. But I mean, you can't beat what you're gonna get out in Japan, you know what I mean? A lot of my friends are in Vietnam right now and Taiwan, and I really fucking wanna go. I feel like that is something that I like want to do next. Maybe in the place of a Japan trip next year, because I like doing Japan once a year if I'm able to do it. Maybe next year in the place of that, we can do Vietnam or Taiwan or something like that. But anyways, cheers to the fresh new bottle. People were asking what is in these again. Turmeric, garlic, ginger, red onion, lemon, lime, orange, salt, cayenne pepper, black pepper, Himalayan salt. So is it wake me up? Dude, this fucking rain is coming sideways. All right, moving on to our beetroot, cheers, and then our ginger, cheers. And all done, love it. I really was gonna chance my arm and try go outside and get coffee because again, I really, oh, Woody is coming back for more food. Hey, welcome back, honey. I really want to start going around different cafes and testing out their baked goods and their iced Americanos because I really want to start going around the cafes in Brighton and Hove and doing the same exact order or as close as I can get to it and like ranking them all. It gives me something to do. Keeping myself busy. Best way to be. Okay everyone, I just got a really fun parcel. So this is actually from my mom back in Ireland. So she sent me my remaining Christmas presents that were home and also sent me my new credit card. I got my Amex credit card finally and it arrived back home because obviously my actual home address is back in Ireland. I think this is the thing. She was like, there was one thing I wanted to get you in Christmas and it didn't arrive in time. Look, Dolly, it's a little, you know I love a little stuffy. What is it? Look at it. Do you want to sniff it? What's it gonna be? So exciting, right? She loves a new little toy. Look, wait. If I move this back a little bit, you'll be able to see. She's like staring and so interested right now as to what is going on. Should we see what it is? I mean, I don't know, it's gonna get bigger. It's gonna get bigger. She's so excited. I think I need to go to the pet shop. I think someone wants some new toys. I think someone wants some new toys. Should I go to the pet shop for you? Do you want me to go to the pet shop and get you some new toys? We have Bonnie here as well. Also, update on the dog sitter. She forgot about the appointment and has a new system. So, it's okay. Dolly, excuse me. Dolly is booked in. Okay, I definitely need to get Dolly some new toys because look how excited she is. Mom, I think Dolly is gonna try to steal this off of me. But anyways, she's booked in for next Wednesday. Oh my God, she is so excited. Oh, Mom, I love it. I love it. Look how cute this is. Dolly wants it so bad. It is so cute. It's a little turtle. And he looks so grumpy. And it's beaded as well. Mom, I love this. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so soft. Mom, I really love it. Thank you. It's so cute. All right, yeah, I think someone wants some toys bad. And you know what? I can justify getting some new things for her because they haven't had some new toys in a while. I was planning on getting new toys for them when I went to Japan. Yes, I was, but maybe now is the time. Maybe now is the time. Alright, so, oh, they sent me some more coffee that my brother had got me. Do you want to sniff this too? Jesus, maybe you just want some fucking coffee as well. I have this one, I love the packaging. This one is the Xmas blend. Oh my god, Dolly, you're so inquisitive today. Goodness me. Another one as well. This is Ethiopian something. Smells really good. There's another one in here as well. Brazilian Santos. Okay, and then my American Express card. Yippee! You know what's so funny? I didn't have the physical card, but I've already like maxed it out. Now I'm gonna pay it off, obviously, but like I already maxed it off and I don't even have the physical card. I added it to my Apple Wallet and paid off my Japan hotels with it, which is absolutely ridiculous considering again that I'm only now getting the physical card. Look at it! But look though at the little box that it comes in. Love. My granddad was a businessman and always had an American Express card, and he always told me, oh my god, look at it! He always told me that I should have one. Are you good? Oh, it's heavy. It's heavy as hell. Oh, it's really heavy. Yippee! Alright, I need to sign this. Wow, it's a lot heavier than I thought. It says activate your... Are you good? She's like resting on everything. It says activate your card here. Oh baby, I've already maxed out the card. Japan hotels have been paid for by that, honey. I can't get over how much I love this. I really love this. Mom, where did you get it? Do you like it too? Do you like it too? Do you like it too? It's not for you though. No. Oh, you are a rambunctious little girl today. Is that the word? Rambunctious? Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. You can't have it. You can't have it. You smell good, which is crazy. Hey. No biting the head. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, me. Rage bait. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Look at her paw on my arm. Rage bait. You've been rage baited. Oh, God bless you. Ooh. God bless you. God bless you, honey. I think it's time for some new toys. Now, I could, in theory, go to the pet shop, but the closest pet shop to me is quite far away, if I'm being honest. It's maybe a 15-minute Uber, and I just honestly can't be asked for that. I also don't necessarily want to be going outside in public right now, because the rain is still really, really, really bad. However, I need to get bread. I'm all out of bread. You know why? Because last night, I did eat the entire loaf. I did. And you know what's so crazy? Did I put jam on it? No. Did I put butter on it? No. Do you wanna know what I did? I got really fucking hungry last night, and I literally took slices of bread, salted them, like just cracked salt on them, and just ate them. And it was glorious, and I didn't feel guilty about it at all. What I need to do anyways is go into town and get new bread because I'm out of another loaf. I didn't even think I was gonna go through it that quickly, but yes, I did. Do you wanna see the credit card? Do you wanna see the credit card? He loves the Amex. He loves the Amex. But anyways, I need to go and get bread, which is in town anyways. And on the way, there's a TK Maxx. Is it TK Maxx or TJ Maxx? I think hello? I was gonna say, hey America. Hey Alexa, is TK Maxx the American one? Okay, TJ Maxx is the American one. You know what? That does sound very American. But anyways, we have TK Maxx, which is the same thing, I guess. She is still talking. Alexa, shut the fuck up. Like, no shade.
No shade.
So I'm gonna go into TK Maxx because they have a big pet range and they should have some toys. Now, they're probably all like seasonal toys that are out of season now. They may be like Christmassy toys, but you don't know what a season is. You don't know what a season is. You're staring at me so intensely. You're staring at me so Yes. Oh, do you want some toys? Do you want some toys, Ellie? I guess we're gonna have to brave the weather because somebody wants some toys. Somebody wants some toys. Yes, you do. You are that somebody who wants some toys. You're that somebody who wants some toys. You're that somebody who wants some toys. Meanwhile, Bonnie is in bed again. Okay, so what I'm gonna, Dolly, please. What I'm gonna do is finish doing my dishes because I'm currently in the process of that. And then I went on a long call with my friend Kat. I went on a long call with my mom. Also went on a long call with my dad. I've been calling everyone today. And then we're gonna head into town. But just so you know, the weather is still bleak. And the weather is supposed to be bleak for the next, like, week. No worries. Are you good? You good, honey? You good, honey? You look like a little grizzly bear. Like a little grizzly bear. You look like a little grizzly bear. Oh, yes you do. You look like a little grizzly bear. You look like a little grizzly bear. Oh, yes you do. Also, my apartment complex, Dolly, my apartment complex has just sent, Dolly, has just sent out a mass email. Do you feel good now? Has just sent out a mass email to the entire block that I live in saying, wait, let me read it to you because I think it's quite funny. Oh, my mom wants to call me because we want to talk about, Kendra went live last night talking about me. So the property said, dear residents, I hope this finds you well. We recently received a complaint. He's such a little bitch. Regarding the use of cigarettes and cannabis in the block, we would like to remind you that the use of and possession of cannabis and smoking is strictly prohibited. And they've included in our tenancy contract where it says like no drugs and like no smoking and stuff like that. Now, I don't know who they're talking about because that ain't me. That ain't me, surprisingly. I read it to my mom. My mom was like, well, was it you? And I was like, surprisingly not. He was gonna jump at you. She sensed it. Oh my god! We knew, Dolly, we knew. He's so evil. He is so evil. Oh my god, I'm gonna finish my dishes and then go into town. You are a little menace. That is not, excuse me, no. No, do not be rude to her. Do not be rude to Dolly. That is excuse me. Okay, so I have left the apartment and the weather is, as expected, terrible. Oh my goodness me, summer. Zara Larson, you keep saying summer ain't over, but I fear it is, girl. I fear it is. Anyways, I do have to say one thing. You know when you're crossing the street like here and cars are driving on either side and it's raining and water fills up on the side of the road and normally cars like slow down so it doesn't like splash everywhere. There was a driver who drove past at like full fucking speed. Like, I mean, full fucking speed past me and like a bunch of people back there. And luckily, my gorgeous reflexes, I like jumped back immediately. But one of the girls got absolutely soaking, like this right here. You know, like that? So like if someone was to come and drive there and splash everywhere over me, I think that a driver who does that should have their license revoked and they should get minimum 5 years in prison. It is it is so easy to not drive past here at speed. Oh yay, I can cross. It's so easy not to drive past there with speed, and it like is the most inconvenient thing for someone who's walking, that you like get them absolutely sprayed with water. It is one of the most evil things that I think of someone could do. Oh my god, this weather is so terrible. Anyways, I'm also gonna walk to a cafe and get some iced Americano and some sort of pastry because I haven't ate today and I have no food in my apartment because I've been gorbing through what I do have over the last couple days, so there's nothing much left there. So I'm gonna go get a little nibble somewhere, a little cafe, and some beautiful coffee because I specifically didn't make myself a coffee today because I wanted to leave the apartment for one. And then we are gonna go get our bread and we are going to go see what dog toys we can get because Dolly had such a reaction to that new turtle, who's mine, that's my turtle, that I feel a little bit bad now. That I'm like, oh my god, I'm scared this car's gonna do it. Woo. See? If I was there, that would have hit me. And I would have thrown a rock at your car. Like, what's the rules in that? You know what I mean? If they spray me with water, can I throw a rock at their car? Oh my god, there was a dead bird on the road. did not want to see that. God, I should have stayed home. This is pretty bleak. Alright, I'm gonna go find a cafe and then update you. Look how quiet the lanes are right now. Because no one's out because it's so bad weather. This ramen place apparently is really good. I love walking the lanes. But yeah, no one's out because the weather's terrible. But it's beautiful to walk through. So I'm gonna walk to maybe Pelicano, the cafe. Okay, so I ended up having to go home for like 5-10 minutes because after drinking that coffee, it made me feel so sick. Shout out to that cafe. It is, again, I want to like try all the different ones, getting a same order and seeing which one is good and which one isn't. Now, that cafe in Brighton does really good other things. I just think that like the roast of like beans that they use is like pretty bitter and pretty bad. The baked thing was like a gluten-free cookie and it wasn't my favorite. It just kind of tasted like flour. So I would probably give overall a ranking. They have the nicest workers in there, like truly the nicest workers, and it's also like a really homey kind of cafe, which is why, by the way, I'm currently in the shopping center. I'm walking to IKEA because I'm gonna pick the girls up both a cuddly toy from the IKEA section, but the vibe is so cute in there of the cafe. It's very homey, and I think that it's probably one of my favorite interiors of a cafe in Brighton, which is why I keep going back. And since we're now doing this challenge, which is trying out different of my orders, you know, iced Americano and a cookie or a bun or something in different places to see which one is the best, I would say that I wouldn't go back to that one. I would probably rank it overall maybe a 2 or 3 out of 10. And it's only getting points because of the interior and the workers being so sweet. I would say 3 out of 10 is what I'll give Pelicano, because it was still drinkable. It just kind of was like bitter as hell. But hey, it's really cute, and I've had great other things in there. We have to love everywhere. We love everybody. We love everybody. Okay, so now I'm going into IKEA to get some teddies for the girls. Okay, currently in the cuddly toy section, I'm trying to figure out which would be the best for them, because I know that they're gonna like tug on them, so I'm trying to like choose accordingly. We have sharks. There's a giraffe up there that I'm considering because it's like quite, you know, firm. And we have another little shark here. Depends what they want. Should I get the polar bear for them? People were kind of pissed when I told the polar bear story about me and the Manchester boy. I've talked about him twice in this vlog. So should we get it and rewrite history? Should we get it for the dogs and rewrite history? Should we get that for them and maybe the giraffe as well? I mean, we have some other options here. What's this? That's cute. We have little tiny ones as well. I just know that they're gonna like destroy these within seconds. That's the only thing. I think definitely getting this one just for the Manchester memories. I feel like I should get one for myself to heal myself from whatever I'm still thinking about that. We have this little heart as well that's kind of firm. I feel like Bonnie would grab the arms off of it really quickly though. I think she's gonna do the same here, but low-key I wanted to do that to the one that I was given as well. Dolly did want my turtle, however, I feel like she would pull the arms off this easy. I feel like they would enjoy this, and it's quite firm. It's like a coffee bean. I feel like they would enjoy this. So should we get this, and then there's a giraffe. Let me show you. This right here. I feel like they could still destroy it, but I feel like it's quite firm. So should we get these 3 things for them? My God, I'm so excessive. Fucking shopping for cuddly toys for the dogs in fucking IKEA. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm being excessive, and I'm also buying the little sharks. So we've got 4 little toys here. I hope they like them. These are probably the biggest toys that they've ever gotten. God, look at this IKEA. They did a really good job with it. It's big for being in a shopping mall, essentially. God, I look like the biggest kid ever. Please, everyone, they're for my dogs. Now I have to start the mission of going to checkout.
Look at these jars for bigger jam. Oh wait, look at these jars for jam. You can barely see me because of the giraffe, but look at that for jam. I feel like that would be really good, actually. I feel like that's a lot of jam, though. Yeah. Because keep in mind, the jam only probably has a shelf life of like a week. I need to throw out that jam that I made the first attempt, because that is probably very out of date by now. This is just a really random thought while I'm walking home. So I ended up going to M&S, the supermarket, and I ended up getting some groceries, which is great. God, the weather is so terrible though. It keeps coming and going in patches of like really rainy, and it's still pretty bad. I can't believe cars can drive here. This is pretty sure this is pedestrian, but no worries. Also, one thing that's just kind of really in my head right now that I've been walking around town and I've been seeing, I mean, you're seeing someone go by as well. I'm seeing today especially, and you always see it whenever the weather's really bad, an influx of delivery drivers on their like e-scooters. You know how I feel about e-scooters, but we'll put aside my thoughts for a second. You know, like Uber Eats or Delivery, Just Eat drivers going around on their bikes, and you see more of them on days like this. And obviously it's because the convenience of, if you need something and it's really bad weather, you don't have to leave yourself, or you just don't want to, or you don't want to get wet, etc. And these workers are, you know, getting soaked out here and driving in these conditions and putting themselves through hell, basically, that you don't want to put yourself through, so that you can get your order. I don't know. I really appreciate, really appreciate delivery drivers. I think they're genuinely the backbone of society. And also during lockdowns as well, we really saw the importance of delivery drivers and how they are genuinely the backbone of society. Like they really do lift up society. I mean, people were getting home delivery goods, people were getting dinners, and these people are, I mean, working tirelessly, working so many hours, working in terrible conditions, so that basically the rest of us can, you know, sit in, etc. Whether you can only sit in, maybe, you know, accessibility issue, or maybe you just don't want to go outside, all these different things. Shout out to any delivery drivers watching this right now. I know there's a lot of people, I mentioned it once on a stream, and there was quite a lot of people saying that they work for Uber, they work for Uber Eats, they work for Delivery, etc., as like a part-time job or full-time job. Shout out to my delivery drivers out there. You truly are underappreciated, but I see. Also, I'm really curious to see how long all of these teddies last for. I promise you it will not be long. Once Bonnie figures out that, like, she could pull an arm off a polar bear or etc., she will be doing that. That giraffe doesn't stand a chance. I am really excited though to see, my favorite thing about buying them toys is seeing which toys each dog goes for. God, there's so many police around today. What the hell? You know what I will say? There's not many teenage boys terrorizing the streets. I'm like, what? Y'all only do that when it's not raining? Come on, pussy boys. Come on. Show us that you are so terrorizing to the streets. Come on. Come out when it's fucking raining, like the rest of us. But anyways, the workers today in M&S, in Churchill Square, the shopping center, seem to be having a pretty better shift than normal. And I think that's because the teenagers do not want to come out during the rainy weather. They only terrorize the workers whenever it's dry outside. Goodness me, give us a fucking break. I cannot wait for summer. All of this turns into like bar areas. People do picnics. Oh, I'm so excited for summer. It's gonna be such a key. Anyways, time to make my way home. Okay, everyone, it is now 6:45 and I am back after a bit of shopping. So I'm gonna do a haul. And of course, all of the animals think that there's stuff for them, which I mean, Dolly and Bonnie. Literally, if I said their names, they would go crazy right now. Do have some things for them. First of all, I got my top up of ice. You know what's so great is that I live near a 24-hour shop. I have never lived near a 24 shop ever in my life, and just the accessibility of being able to go and get bags of ice. I would never do that in the past because they would melt by the time I would get home. It is so convenient. Now, I saw these from M&S. on TikTok. People were saying they're really good. Now it is part of their like only this amount of ingredients, but I really wanted to try them. Apparently they're really good. Potatoes, avocado oil, and Mediterranean sea salt. Now this is a packed bag. Like the chips go up to here, which is surprising. Now there is a lot of air in this, but I'm excited to try these. So I got 2 of these. Moving on, I got this Caesar salad, which I'm really, really, really excited to eat. It looks really good. And I also got 2 of these berry bliss bowls. They're like berry and acai, I don't fucking know. It's just something to eat in the morning. I will tell you that a couple days ago, I had bought this from M&S. It was this one right here. It was a chia pudding. Now this is out of date because I got 2 of them and I ate the other one and it tasted like shit. So I do not recommend this chia pudding from M&S. It tasted literally like nothing. There was no flavoring and it just kind of was like, ugh. So I do not recommend that. Now, I wanted to get lemons to make my hot lemon water because, as you know, I've been nominated to be Chinese. And again, that sounds incredibly inappropriate out of context, but there's this current movement on TikTok that a bunch of Chinese people are saying if this comes across your For You page, you need to get house slippers, you need to drink hot tea and stuff like that. And they've been doing these hot lemon waters, but orange is the best. Next thing, and you know what, we'll deal with that. I also got some carrot sticks and hummus, and I got some apple slices and peanut butter. I got a lot of those actually. Woody thinks that there's something for him in here. Unfortunately, baby, there's nothing for you. More apples and peanut butter, and I also got this tuna and sweet corn pasta salad because it was good as fuck. It was good as fuck. And of course, the star of the show, I present to you the bread that we will be eating over the next couple days. I am so obsessed with this bread. I keep going back to this exact same one. Again, it's robust rye, whatever the fuck that means. Made with unique sourdough starter and rye, wholemeal, and spelt flour. Now, the best before date, the latest one I could get was in 2 days' time, but I'm sure we'll have no problem going through that. I love this bread so much. If you're in the UK and you're near an M&S, you need to get this from the bakery section. Oh my God, they're so good. I will try other breads as well. If anyone thinks that any other breads are like good, this one is just like, you know what I mean? By the way, I've been drinking the fuck out of these Palestine Cokes, by the way. Really, 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 truly recommend. I was a little bit cautious as to getting them because I was like trying my best to stop drinking Coke as much. Diet Coke I really love. And obviously, Palestine Coke is not readily available at like restaurants or anything like that. However, even in my house, I was like, it's probably best for me to start buying that. I would rather start buying that than, you know, buying Diet Coke or something like that. I was a little bit concerned because I was like, every like cola that I've tasted that isn't Coca-Cola has tasted like really weird and like tinny or cheap or something. That one literally just tastes exactly like Coke, so perfect. It reminds me of when me and my mom were in New York and we were kind of at the Stonewall area, and it was actually the time that we went to that pet shop, the one I told you, the really bad one, a couple days ago. And actually we went to this Italian restaurant nearby and the food, to my memory, was good, but we asked for Coke, and this is a couple years ago, and the Coke was like piss. It was like titanium piss. It was unfucking drinkable. It was, I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Okay, D-O-L-L-Y and B-O-N-N-I-E have not figured out yet that there are T-O-Y-S in the bag for them. So I'm gonna put away all of my groceries and then we are going to do a little unboxing with the well, I can't even spell that quickly. G-I-R-L-S. If I did Am I Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, I would probably fucking fail. So let me put these away and then I'll BRB. I'm really excited to try these though. Okay everyone, hello, it is time. I don't think the girls are aware, but it is present time. Bonnie is chilling in bed as per usual and Dolly is being my shadow as per usual. Bonnie, I have a present. I have a present if you want to come over. I think you're gonna want to come over. I think you're gonna want to come over. Yes, I do. Okay. Okay. She's gonna grab her other toy. Okay, which one should we do first? Maybe the little shark? Look. Oh my God. Look. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look. Who wants it? Who wants it first? I wish I could pull this tag off. Oh, I can. Who wants the shark? Ah. Who wants the shark? Who wants the shark? Who wants the shark? Oh my God. Who wants the shark? Do you want the shark? She's been craving toys. That's what it is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, they're both going for it. That's crazy.
They love it. They love it. Look. Oh my God, Bonnie's going crazy on it. What do you think of that, Bonbon? What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Oh my God, she loves it. Is that fun? Is that fun? Let me see. Let me see. Oh my God, look at the shark. Ah! Oh my God, they love it. They love it. Oh my God, they're gonna do tug of war with it. Let me move this over so you can see them. Not spilling my wax melt, of course. Can you see them any better? God, they're going crazy on it. I need to take a photo of that. Me send Granny a photo. My mom will hate that they were called Granny. Look, to show you. These look so cute. Is that fun? Is that fun? Oh my God, they love it. They love it. Oh my God, little do they know there's so much more. Little do they know there's so much more. Girls, look. Coffee bean! Coffee bean! Oh my God, let me get it out first. The coffee bean. Let me get rid of the tags. Ah! All right, look. We have a coffee bean. 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 We have a... Wow. Oh my God, they love them. Oh, this is so cute. You just wanted some new toys. You just wanted some new toys. Who's gonna destroy it first? Who's gonna destroy it first? Okay, we like the shark more. We definitely like the shark more. That's okay, it's okay to have a preference. Alright, now we're moving on to the polar bear. Now girls, look at this. I know, look at this. Let me take the tags off first. Let me take the tags off. Let me take the tags off. Okay, girls, this holds a lot of memories for me. Holds a lot of memories. I once saw this guy in Manchester. Girls, please. I once saw this guy in Manchester, and he bought me this. They don't give a fuck. He bought me this, right? So this holds a lot of memories for me. And I loved this. I slept with this every night. I might have to go back and get myself one actually, because you know what? This is like cuddly as hell, if I'm being completely honest. Maybe this guy was onto something buying me this. But anyways, I used to sleep with this. I do need to go back and get myself one. I would sleep with this every night. It's so comfortable. Bonnie's so locked in. It's so comfortable, honey. But I wanted to destroy it after that because it associated me with him. However, do you want it? Who wants it? Who wants it? Oh, they're being so well behaved tonight. Ah! You can have it. Oh my God, Bonnie just did a roly-poly. Bonnie just did a fucking roly-poly. I don't know if you can see that. I'm really, really, really excited to give them the giraffe. Is Bonnie humping it? Did Bonnie just hump it? I think that might be Bonnie's favorite. Oh my God, I think Bonnie loves the polar bear. Should we see the polar bear, honey? It's gonna be so funny because they're gonna take ownership over it. One of them is gonna own the polar bear. Who's it gonna be? I think Bonnie is wanting it. I think Bonnie wants the polar bear, if I'm being completely honest. I really think she wants it. Oh my God, but they love it. They love the polar bear. They're eating it up. Let me take a photo of you. She's loving it. You love the polar bear? They're so cute. They look so tiny compared to the polar bear. These love it. Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take it? Oh my God, they're literally playing tug of war with it. That is so cute. And again, little do they know, there is one more thing left. There is one more thing left. There is a giraffe. Girls, I'm gonna be honest. You're not gonna believe it, but there's more. You're not gonna believe it, but there is more. I think this is Bonnie's favorite. She loves it. Oh my God, they love it. Oh my God. Oh my God, she loves it. Is that fun? All right, we have one more. I'm gonna take the tag off before I take it out. Okay, I'm excited about this one. Get excited, everyone, because we have Mr. Giraffe. We have Mr. Giraffe. Look at that neck. Look at that neck. Mr. Giraffe is entering the family.
All right, he's bigger than both of you. Woody's going, what the fuck is going on? Rage bait, rage bait, rage bait, rage bait. All right, do you want it? All right, here you go. Look at that giraffe. Oh my god, okay, who's gonna claim the giraffe? Oh my god, Dolly is going crazy. Dolly's going crazy with it. Oh my god, I need to get this on video. Oh my god, this is so cute. Oh, Bonnie loves the giraffe as well. Bonnie loves things that she can tug. Oh my god, she's going crazy. Bonnie absolutely loves things that she can tug. And she loves things that she can play like tug of war with. Because look, if I take one of these sides, I just realized that will probably rip it, so I'm gonna allow her to do that instead of me. Is that giraffe fun? Is that giraffe? Look at this shark. Shark, 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 shark. Shark, 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 shark. Coffee, 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 coffee. Coffee, 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 coffee. God, they love their toys. Thanks for letting me know earlier you wanted some toys. Shark, shark, shark. Shark, shark, shark. They're so cute. Do you like that, Bonnie? Do you like the shark? I love Dolly with this shark. She's loving the shark, which is great to see. Shark, shark, shark. I think they both DGAF about the coffee. Look at the coffee bean. Anybody want the coffee bean? Do you want the coffee bean? Do you want the coffee bean? You don't love it. Oh, Bonnie is going crazy on the giraffe already. Bonnie's trying to kill the giraffe. Are you seeing this? She's attacking the giraffe already. Oh my god. Alright, get your anger and your frustration out on that. I'm not Woody Queen. Look at the polar bear. Oh my god. I don't know why I didn't just give them the polar bear that he gave me, because clearly they enjoy it. Clearly they enjoy it. Look at Mr. Polar Bear. Look at Mr. Polar Bear. Look at Mr. Polar Bear. I think you like this little shark, Dolly. Oh, and Bonnie's clearly taking it. Woody is coming to investigate. Hi, Woody. Woody, there are no toys for you today, honey, but we will get you some soon. Wow, Bonnie's going crazy on this on this giraffe. Giraffe. That's all, Dolly. Giraffe, giraffe, giraffe. Giraffe, giraffe. Oh, I love this game that I can play with her now. Oh no, she's going for the legs. Oh no, she's playing evil. She's playing nasty. But the giraffe can still poke her. Look at this. Wait, this is such a good toy for her. It's like rage baiting her. Don't worry, it's not hard or anything, so it's not hurting her. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. She gets so toy oriented. I like this shark for you, honey. Oh, maybe you as well. Blah, 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 blah. I love it. I always love whenever Dolly enjoys toys that aren't tennis balls, because obviously she loves tennis balls. But with this, it kind of allows her to be able to like play things inside, which is very, very, very great, because obviously the tennis ball inside is like very inconvenient. But this is great. This is great. This is great. Oh, you slipping. I can't believe most of the toys are bigger than her. This shark has the same build as Bonnie. Like, this shark literally has the same build as her. Do you like this one, Dolly? Bonnie likes whichever one Dolly shows interest in. Look at Mr. Polar Bear. Look at Mr. Polar Bear. Polar Bear. They're such great dogs because they're very, like, they give reactions. They give reactions when you give them food. They give reactions when you give them treats. They give reactions when you play with toys. And it's so great. They're so appreciative. I love it. Is that fun, Bonnie? Alright, neither of you seem that interested in Coffee Bean. Well, you do whenever I pick it up. You do when I pick it up. I think it's too big for Bonnie to be able to wrap her mouth around. That's the problem she's having. She can't really pick it up. That's why Bonnie's not interested in it. But every other toy, oh my god, Woody, like this one, she's able to play with, or this giraffe, she loves. Oh my god, and you know, honestly, I think the shark was £5. I think the other ones were like between 10 to 20 pounds. So this was worth it completely. This was worth it completely. Hi, honey. All right, so that was a success. I'm gonna let them just do their own thing and play, and I'll update you with who claims which toy, okay? Okay, so my life is so silly. So I was just talking to Lexi, and she's currently in London, and we both were like, should we go out tonight, like in London? Because she's there for work, our friend Steph is there. Oh my God, it's like the New Year's Eve show again. And she was like, do you want to come? And I was like, kinda. So I called my friends. My friend's currently looking after the dogs because I'm going to be back later tonight. So I'm just paying my friend like a day rate. So the girls are currently getting looked after, and Woody as well. And I, at 10 p.m., I think it is, I'm walking to the train station to go to London to meet Lexi to go to the club. Okay, so I'm currently on the train. I'm whispering, but I am almost at London, and then we are gonna find Lexi, and then we are going to have fun. We're gonna have fun. I used to do this all the time, where I used to get the train to London really late and then go clubbing and then come back in the morning. And I haven't done it in a while. I haven't done it since probably 2022. I'm getting old. But I'll do it for Lexi Marie. I'll do it for Lexi. Also, she needs to come back to Brighton tonight anyways. And I said to her that if I went, I would get us an Uber home just to kind of make sure that she gets home safe and isn't taking a train late at night, because she looked out for me the last night. And okay, everyone, I'm walking to get Lexi, but look at the view in front of me. I always forget how accessible London is to me. I mean, look, that is so oh, it's ringing. That is so cool. I mean, look at this building as well. The architect is so incredible. I remember seeing this in the New Year's Eve countdown not that long ago. But anyways, yeah, I'm currently walking to go see Miss Lexi. She is gonna meet me near the club. We're going to Heaven. We're going to the gay club. We're going to the gay club. Look at the London Eye over there as well. London's so beautiful. It's so funny to me as I'm walking these streets. Look, London Bridge? No, Big Ben. That's what it's called. It's right in front of me. This area was exactly where my London venue was when I did the tour. It was in Westminster. It wasn't far from here, actually, because we walked to the club from it after. I always get brought back to memories whenever I walk around here of that night. That night was so crazy. That night, that London show was so crazy. It just shouldn't have happened. That's why I'm saying, y'all, if you're in London or you're in the UK, please come to my show Saturday, 21st of March. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna be here with the Big Ben, with the London Eye. We're gonna be keying. It's gonna be so much fun. Please get tickets if you have not got tickets yet. I really would love to see everyone there. I can't believe that is Big Ben there, but yeah, the London venue was right around here. And I remember pulling up to it, and it literally looked like this. It looked like a fucking gothic, churchy kind of building, and I was like, oh. I said to my tour manager, I was like, this is not the kind of place that this show should be performed at, because if you saw the Chronically Online tour, it was not built to be performed in a beautiful church venue. It was meant to be performed in a dungeon room. But anyways, we have the London bus, we have the London Eye. Look at this is so London-y. Then we have this behind. Anyways, let me walk to the club because Lexi is almost there. Oh my God, tourists are taking their photos behind me. That is so cute. You know why that's cute? Because I always think you never know whenever it comes to tourists, like if they've been here before or they've saved up a while for this trip or what their situation is. I mean, again, there's so many people behind me taking photos here. And again, I take it for granted, honestly, that I'm able to just come to London. Like, it literally, if you do not know, it's maybe 50 minutes from Brighton on a train. Like, look at this. London is gorgeous. They did the firework display here. I remember New Year's last year in 2024, as in 2 years ago, I guess, at this stage. And also, like, look, you get beautiful memories of just wine bottles sitting around. That's the truth of London there. I remember being in New York. Oh my God, they have it like rainbow. I'm just gonna assume that's for gay people. Just to give me a little bit of hope. We're still there. But anyways, I remember being in New York, New Year's Eve 2024, and watching at like a normal time, New York time, because obviously time zone difference, the New Year's Eve countdown in London, and kind of celebrating with my family and counting down with them, and then celebrating it in New York. This is so beautiful. I need to take a photo of this, actually. Okay, Lexi has also texted me that she is 5 minutes away. I think I'm walking in the right direction. I know these streets. Again, I know these streets, please. I know this one street because, again, me and my friends used to do this travel all the time where we used to come up from Brighton, and we used to genuinely either get an Uber or get a bus, and we would come really late and we would go straight to the club. We would like drink in the Uber or drink on the train. We would get to the club. We would club until 4, 5 a.m. First train was at 6. We would get the train from London at 6, first one, down to Brighton. We would get to our place and we would sleep all day. I don't think I could ever properly commit to that schedule again, but who better to try it with Lexi Marie? Who better to try it with? I have to say, I have gotten so close with Lexi recently. I love her so much. Obviously, I've always been relatively close with her, but recently we've really, really, really gotten close. The New Year's show that we did as well was a big thing. I love her so much. It's so great to kind of have someone within the scene as well who kind of gets it. I don't know, I love and appreciate her. She's so great to talk to about things that are unrelated to the YouTube stuff as well. So anyways, I'm gonna walk to the club and see Lexi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so it is the next day now, and basically what ended up happening was I got back with Lexi at probably, honestly, like 5 a.m., 5 or 6 a.m., and then I went to bed for a couple hours, and I had to wake up at 9:30 because I had a bunch of calls to do. So I woke up at 9:30, I walked the dogs, and I actually just kind of chilled in the apartment. And then I went back to bed, and now I've woken up, and it's like 3 or 4 p.m. So anyways, what we are going to do is we are going to feed Woody, and we are going to debrief last night. Oh, I may as well turn my little light on. Oh, come on, let there be light. So first things first, we need to feed Mr. Woody, okay? So let's do that first and foremost. And he already knows that it is coming. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did yesterday, which was putting his dry food in some water and then wet food on top of that, because, oh no, I just dropped my olive oil, no. Oh, that is a mess. I just dropped my olive oil everywhere. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's everywhere, all over the grind. Oh no. I was just trying to make Woody his dinner. Oh, this stuff is so oily. Well, that's literally what it is. Oh no, it's all over Bonnie's bed as well. Okay, I kind of messed that one up. Woody, there's been a slight delay on getting you your food because your father is stupid as hell. I don't know why the lid wasn't properly attached. To show you how much dropped on the grind, it was up to here. No worries. I'll be back after I clean this up. Okay, that was very drama and unnecessary, but I have cleaned it up now. Alright, okay, so back to doing what we were doing. So we're gonna put some of this dry food right here and put some water over the top of it, which kind of makes it a little bit damp. And again, this seemed to work yesterday. This is good dry food, like it's good for his gut and stuff like that, but he really has never been that fussy on it, honestly. But whenever I put it in this, he eats more of it, like he finishes the entire thing. And also, as you guys were letting me know, it's good to kind of incorporate as much water into their diet as possible. So obviously, that's what I want to be doing. Dude, even though I've cleaned my floor, I'm walking and I'm still getting like a little bit of like an oily slip. It's horrible. So then we are going to put this wet food on top of it right here. And then we've got Mr. Woody's dinner. Should we use some chopsticks to stir this again like we did yesterday? That was kind of chic. Oh, I've cleaned the floor, but dude, there feels like there's oil everywhere. So yeah, London yesterday was so much fun. Dude, I love Lexi so much. It's so interesting because we really, I don't know what it was, like we randomly have just done this switch and we're starting to just get so much closer than what we've ever been before. Like again, like I said yesterday, like Lexi and I have always been close, but now we're just spending so much time together. All right, here's his food. I'm gonna put this over. Mr. Woody, calling Mr. Woody to the kitchen, calling Mr. Woody to the kitchen. Now that Woody has gotten his food, it's time for us to get our juices and get our water made. And also, let's do a little tea as well. First things first, going in with like our turmeric, cayenne pepper one. Cheers. If you can or can't tell, I am a creature of habit and I need to do the same thing every single day to feel normal. Woody's also going crazy on his food. Seems to be another day of success. I feel like I bought a lot of food recently that has like shelf lives that are so close that I'm like gonna need to figure out what I need to eat as soon as possible. The problem with buying things in M&S is they'll literally be like, yay, this is the best before date of tomorrow. All right, our beetroot. And finally, our ginger. Oh my God, it's strong this morning. While we're gonna make our water, we are also going to make our toast. We're gonna have some toast with jam. Also remind me, we need to get rid of the original jam, the OG one. I feel like I might go for the full routine today, the full Shelburne Hotel routine that we were doing when we were in Dublin, which again, if you remember, was the hard-boiled eggs, the hot sauce. Let's do it, why not? Why effing not? All right, let's go. All right, I have that at a high heat. I also need to get through some of this other butter that wasn't the Kerrygold butter, so we are going to be using this. Also, yeah, it was so good to see Lexi last night, and it was so good to be out in London. I haven't been out in London in so long, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't had like a night out in London in the longest time. I truthfully wasn't planning on really going out at all until I go to Japan. However, when Lexi Marie calls, that's when you answer. We had a really fun night, we always do, and again, we have so much to talk about now as well together, and the more that we're like hanging out, the more that we have things to talk about that are, you know, about our personal lives and all of the rest. But again, it reminded me, like I was telling you yesterday, of in 2022, me and my friends were feral. We were feral. We used to genuinely get the train up to London. We would decide to go out clubbing in London, truthfully, at like maybe 10 p.m. And then by 11 p.m., we would be on a train to London, or maybe a latest 11:30 train to London. And we would go get the train into London Victoria and then Uber maybe like 5 minutes to the club. And then we would go clubbing until the club would close at genuinely about 3 or 4 a.m. And then we would like come home. We would come home on the first train. It was crazy. And we would do this, by the way, multiple times a week. We would do this multiple times a week. It was so crazy. It originally started with me and this friend group that I had back in 2022. But then I started bringing my other friends, like Rachel and stuff, who weren't even big clubbers. And then she ended up seeing one of the guys in the group for a period of time. So she was coming out because of that as well. And then she was bringing him and he was bringing his friends. And we would genuinely create this like mega group of people that would like be so down to just travel to London to club. And sometimes as well, we wouldn't even get the first train back. We would genuinely just kind of stay around London. And a couple times we actually last minute booked a hotel in London. And sometimes we would not get the 6 a.m. train back and we would wait until the 10 a.m. train and we would actually do some sightseeing in London. Now again, I truly just would never have that in me anymore. Like, I really, okay, 4 slices is definitely a little bit tricky in here. All right, maybe we can do it like this. No. All right. We're just gonna have to try our best to kind of get these 4 pieces done. But I could not do that now. I really could not do that now. I mean, again, thank God I could not do that now. But I'm glad that we did do it, you know, because we have a lot of really fun memories. It was a very formative time for me. Like, I was really making friends for the first time. And I'd find a really deranged group of people that were just willing to have fun and party. And that's what we did. But let me tell you something. Me and Lexi were talking about this last night. I don't know how people do that. I do not know how people do that. I really don't. Because as well, when I talk to people about this, like even people in my IRL life, people automatically are jumping to, oh, well, you have to be doing drugs, like if you're staying out that long. And truthfully, hand on heart, we were not doing drugs. We were just drinking alcohol. And you know what the craziest thing is? From my memory, there really wouldn't even be that bad hangovers. And again, I think that has to do with the fact that, like, we were probably, like, 19 years old max, and, like, you know, I'm glad that we got to enjoy that phase of our life where we, like, don't get bad hangovers by, like, utilizing it to the max. But it's so funny, yeah, every single time I talk to people about that era, and even my friend Rachel, she was saying about, like, the people that I was going out with, she was like, there's no way that they're not doing drugs to, like, stay out as long as possible. And then she came out and saw that, like, it actually is possible. Like, when you're with a group of people and doing something fun, which is, like, going out in a new city and meeting new people and stuff like that. Like, adrenaline really does keep you going. It kept us going until it didn't, and then we all stopped being friends. Literally, like, that is how things went. Which, honestly, like, was probably written in the stars that things would happen like that. So me and Lexi went to the gay club last night. So we go to the gay club. Who do we see in her wheelchair? Abby Lee Milton. No. Who knows that mean? Was that Wendy Williams? Yeah, I think it was. Also, one of the first things that happened whenever we walked into the club last night was a group of girls came up and they were muckers. Nicole, if you see this, girl, shout out to you. I'm just coming over here to sit while the kettle is being loud. So we went to the club, and the club have this night on Thursdays where basically they get people to sign up from the audience to go up on stage, and they get to pick a song, and there's like a bunch of judges, and they're normally drag queens who are either on RuPaul's Drag Race or local queens of the London scene, or there's always like a guest judge. There's normally celebrity guest judges, like name a celebrity, and they've probably also hosted this show. It is one of the most like famous shows in like the nightlife scene in London, specifically with like in the queer space. And I'm gonna describe it to you and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? So again, this club is like a club. It is like a mega club. It's underground, it's huge. They have this big performing stage. Every single singer that you can think of has performed there. Mariah Carey, like I'm sure Britney Spears, Rihanna, like all these people have, Lady Gaga has performed multiple times on that stage. It's also like a music venue as well. And so they have this huge stage with this huge strippers pole. And at the door of this club, sometimes they will like pick people out and they'll be like, do you want to sign up for this event tonight? And people will either say yes or no. Now, whenever I used to go, whenever I was younger, I used to be like targeted by the people who would like want you to sign up. They'd be like, can you do the show? Can you do the show? And I was always like, no, it's just not something that would interest me particularly. However, last night I also got asked as well, and they were kind of like trying to pressure me and Lexi into doing the show, and me and Lexi were like, absolutely no fucking way. So the show is, they get people from the crowd or from the club to come up on stage individually, they pick a song, and the full aim, like the full thing that they have to do is within this, I think it's a 2-minute timer. Within 2-minute timer, they have to completely undress, like I mean naked on stage, and dance and perform to the song. And the judges will, out of £50, bet on them how good they think it was, and then the person who's now just naked on stage has to pick whichever judge that they think would have given them the most amount of money, and if they pick that judge, they get the amount of money that that judge gives them. However, £50 for what they're doing, I feel like, is way too little, and that's like the maximum amount of money that these people can be getting. Now, I've had my issues with this show whenever I was younger, and me and Lexi had a real long conversation about it last night, like a real long conversation, because we were in the crowd watching this show, and there were so many things that we were picking up on that were just kind of like, oh, because me and Lexi weren't drunk last night. Surprisingly, like, I don't know what it was, like me and Lexi were very sensible last night. We got our Uber. It took a little bit long because there were road delays, but like we got our Uber at a good time. We got food after being at the club. Someone offered us to go to their afters. We said absolutely no fucking way. Like me and Lexi we were good girls last night, but maybe that had to do with the fact that we were kind of like looking at things through like a different perspective, I guess. But during the show, me and Lexi just kind of were like, ugh, because they have these people coming up on stage, right? I'm making my orange tea. Oh my god, these bananas need to be dumped. I'm gonna put them in the fridge just for now, but they need to be dumped. They're from the treats that we were making a couple days ago. So the show went on for a long time last night. There was maybe, I think, like 8 people who did it, and these are people that sign up, right? So I do want to clarify that these people do sign up to the show, and for most case, I assume that they know exactly what they're getting themselves in for. But me and Lexi kind of, maybe through sober lenses, saw this really problematic angle of the show. which is that fundamentally, the people that do this show are drunk or are drinking. And my drawer is stuck. No worries. Okay, got it. Oh, hello. My house is so stupid. What do you mean there's just a rose toy in here? Like, obviously I can't fucking use this, but it's just fucking Melissa sending me nonstop shit. I know I should be using a stronger knife, but I don't really care. So, the people that are doing this show, I would assume they all looked very, very, very drunk. And me and Lexi were just kind of like, I wonder if these people, like, think of this in a different light the next day, or do they remember it? Because the show, fundamentally, is built on this concept of, like, people being really, really, really drunk and really, really, really messy and stuff. And the judges can, like, make fun of them as well. Like, the judges were, like, saying to people that they weren't confident, or, like, saying things about their body. And, like, the owner of the club as well, like, he's commenting on things. And, like, for some of the people, they go up there and they, you know, start dancing and they start whatever. And by the time they get to, like, their underwear, you can see that they're, like, hesitating. But then the club promoter, like the club owner, will like shout and be like, you've only got this amount of time left, and then you'll see that they will like undress. And also another angle that me and Lexi were picking up on last night, this is an entire orange in here, by the way, with this. This would have been so good with a lemon, but I honestly think with an orange it'll be good as well, so I'm gonna let that simmer for a little bit. Me and Lexi were just saying that when we looked around, you know, the floor is absolutely packed with people. Like, absolutely packed with people. There are so many people watching this show, right? I would genuinely estimate, like, at least a couple hundred. Because this club fits a lot of people, right? And we were looking around and there were, like, men recording the show. Now, I would say last night a majority of the people who did the show were also men. And there was probably one or two people that said that they were non-binary, and then the rest of them were women. But there were men in the crowd who were like recording the full thing on their phone. And I don't know if there's any rules around that, but like common decency, like in this environment where this is happening and we're acknowledging that this is happening, and in the context of this club, like, okay, I guess this is a night and people signed up for it, which even if they're drunk, I mean, I don't really know how much that comes, you know, them consenting to being a part of this. But like, as an audience member, do you really think it's appropriate to be recording this show? No, like, I think that that should be an automatic ban or kick out from the club, because that's weird. Like, fundamentally, that is really weird. It is really, really, really weird and really, really, really strange that these people are on stage and the full bit is them having to get naked in general. But as an audience member, specifically like an older man, you would find that, oh shit, I completely forgot about these. You would think it's appropriate in any way to be recording the show? Like, do you lack social awareness that much? And so anyways, me and Lexi have been having this conversation. Is this show exploitative? Is this show inappropriate? Should this show be happening? Etc, etc, etc. And I can't stress to you enough that, like, I've seen different versions of this show in the same club many times. The day that we would go to the club, normally whenever we were younger, was on a Thursday. And this event just so happens to be on a Thursday. Lexi just happened to be in London on a Thursday. We weren't necessarily planning around going to this event. It's just another club night in this club, okay? So we were having this conversation, is this exploitative? Is it not? You know, weighing all the different things of this show. And then after the club, we were eating our food on the little side step, and one of the guys who was in the show comes out. And so me and Lexi started asking him about being a part of the show and how was that experience for him and all of the rest. And he loved it. He said he loved it. Lexi was like, do you think you're gonna remember it in the morning? Like, is this, and he was like, no, like, he was like, I'm not that drunk. Like, he was like, I'm glad I did it. It felt very empowering and all of the rest. And then me and Lexi were like, oh, there is this other angle of this where, you know, this can be very empowering for people, and people also love to perform. And so it can be both things at once. I think that there are elements of it that I can acknowledge that people do for fun, like the self-expression, the performance. Also, a lot of people, specifically within the queer space, you know, see the naked body as not, as kind of more of an open thing than maybe other people would. And I've had a lot of friends that are queer. I've had conversations with those about it. They love being naked. They love, you know, it's kind of, they look at it in a different way. I can also acknowledge that. I think I can also acknowledge the concept of like asking people at the door whether or not they want to be a part of the show is a little bit problematic, considering that most people going are, you know, students or like a little bit older. I would say students to like 25 is kind of the majority of people that go to this club. And they've probably been pre-gaming, and they're probably very drunk. And I think that concept, to me, feels problematic. And I think what also feels problematic is the, like, rushing them when they're on stage. Like, when people seemingly get a little bit more shy to be like, oh, come on, or, you know, that feels, like, inappropriate. I can understand that they're signing up for a show, and we've got to keep the flow of it, but, and I think, point blank period, there should be people kicked out of the club if you are recording people who are doing the show. That is so problematic. That is so problematic because, as well, a majority of people that are doing this show are within that age bracket of 18 to 25, I would say, is the majority. He's doing that survival instinct thing again about covering his food. A majority of people are between 18 to 25. So why are you, as a man who looks like he's in his 40s, recording these people through their entire performance? That should warrant being kicked out of the club. I'm sorry, like, that needs, like, that warrants being kicked out of the club. In my opinion, it really does. I don't understand how that should be, like, a foreign concept at all, that, like, these people are naked on stage. Why in the God's green earth do you think that it's fucking appropriate to be recording them? You do not know these people. They're also not performing for you. This is like a show competition. It's weird. Like, it's weird. But anyways, I was planning on having like this more kind of like aggressive approach when talking about this today because it kind of riled something up within me and Lexi. Again, I think because me and Lexi were looking through the show through this like different lens, like we weren't drunk, etc. It kind of was more serious to us, but then we spoke to that guy who did the show and he was like, that was empowering, I loved it. And we're like, all right, well, I mean, there's this other side of it as well. But I think that there are definitely things that need to be like changed about it, but they'll never be changed. They'll never be changed. I don't know, it felt like a little bit, ooh, watching it last night. It felt a little bit, ooh. Me and Lexi actually left before it ended, which is crazy. Me and Lexi leaving before it even finished. But we were just kind of like, we've seen enough. We've seen enough. We've seen enough. Because at the end, they make the top two kind of battle it out together. And then you just kind of have like two naked people on stage kind of just like battling it out like in a lip sync battle. And it's kind of like, all right, you know, okay. My toast is looking burnt. My tea is looking divine. Is smelling fucking delicious as well. And by the way, guys, I know that I said that I've been nominated to be Chinese, but you guys have also, I feel like I can pass along the like TikToks that I'm getting about this that I feel like you can as well, which means that so far the things that I've learned that I need to be doing are drinking, you know, warm hot tea with like lemon or oranges in them, and also house slippers. Now, I want to order other ones, but I do walk around the house in my Uggs normally. Oh, that first sip of water in so long. But ultimately, a very, very, very fun night, and I Ubered me and Lexi home. Again, one of the main reasons, truthfully, that I did want to go out last night was because Lexi was at I think she was at a Charlotte Tilbury event, and she was having to, like, kind of leave stuff around London, and she had a couple of, like, errands to do after the event. And that was whenever we were talking about going out, and I was a little bit concerned about her getting like a train home at like 6 a.m. waiting that time. And I knew that I could have just gone up to London. I also thought it would be fun. And so I went up to London, and then we were home by the time that she would have gotten her first train, and God bless her, she was so tired. She like slept the entire Uber home, so I was glad to be able to. And we stopped off at her house. I'm glad I was able to make sure that she was home safe. And again, I felt like a little bit very protective over her because, again, I was really drunk a couple nights ago and she like really took care of me, so I really owe her a big one. Alright, okay, great. This toast is done, so I'm going to take it off the heat for a second, and we are going to take our jam out. We're also going to do some hard-boiled eggs as well with this, and some hot sauce. I mean, we're gonna go for the full fucking experience today, you know what I mean? And I learned my lesson not to post a photo about it. Well, actually, I got such a horrid response to it last time that I'm like, should I rage bait and do it again? And show my tea and stuff. Woody's a little nightmare to Dolly. I can't wait to get him neutered because he really is being such a little nasty boy recently. He keeps jumping her. He's running after her, terrorizing her. So anyways, here's our new jam. And again, we have that new strainer, so we can really make new jam probably really easily very, very, very soon again. And again, I'm going to get rid of that other jar of stuff because that has been sitting too long. Because again, keep in mind, there are no preservatives in this. And I mean, this jam as well, I don't know how kind of long it's able to sit out for. All right, let's put our toast over here. Ow! Oh! Ow! All right, so now I'm going to take our hard-boiled eggs, pre-packaged hard-boiled eggs, and put them on here just to kind of let them heat up a little bit. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good at all. Oh, it's burning. Let me put this on really quickly. Let's jam our bread as well. This jam is so good. I think the eggs might be screaming a little bit, but that's okay. All right, let's jam these babies. Oh, look at that. That is just perfection. Also, I have a really exciting week upcoming because I have a couple friends' birthday parties and also Max GGS, the YouTuber and streamer in Brighton. He's doing an award show, the Silly Awards. I think it's this week, and Lexi is co-hosting it, and I'm gonna go to that. And then after, there is an after party, and I think Tubbo's DJing at it, so we're gonna go to that, and Maeve's gonna come with us there. She's not gonna come to the show with us, because obviously she wouldn't give a fuck about going to that, no shade. However, I'm gonna go to it, and it's gonna be all the YouTubers there, which will be fun to see everyone getting together, and then the after party will be fun. We have that, and then we have, I think, 2 birthday parties this week as well. Goodness me, these birthday parties are back and more evil than ever. Jesus, we need to stop having birthday parties, y'all. Ah! Oh my god, I need to make more jam. That's a sign to make more jam. The fact I'm running so low on it that it's able to be tipped over. Put this baby back in the fridge. I guess because the jam is thicker as well, that you kind of go through more of it faster as well, which makes a lot of sense. All right, there we go. They don't explode. No, they didn't, thank God. All right, great. Oh, she's screaming. Oh, there's no yolk in this. There's genuinely no yolk in it. Let me take some of the yolk from here and put it in. Oh, it's on the back of the spoon. Oh my god, I just got played. It's right there. Okay, great. There we have it. Let's season our eggs. Again, everyone was trolling me the fuck for how much I seasoned my eggs in the black pepper. I'm gonna put some salt over kind of everything here, and specifically the eggs, all right? We're gonna put some black pepper over the eggs as well. This looks really good, and again, those who get it, those who don't. The sweet and savory is just so perfect between the jam and the hot sauce and the eggs, etc. All right, black pepper has been put on the eggs, and now all that's left to do is put some hot sauce on it. Now I can see how it kind of looks like I'm putting jam over the eggs, but I just want to confirm that that is not the truth at all. So I'm putting some sriracha hot sauce on this. All right. God, why does my hand shake so much every time I do this? See, that looks good as fuck to me. And you know what? I am gonna post a photo of this right now, and everyone is going to make fun of me. I look like such a wellness guru with this food, by the way. When did I start eating like this? I'm getting rid of my water. It doesn't look appealing in the photo. Like, why the hell am I doing a ring light over this while taking a photo of it? This is so unnecessary. See, this looks really good as a photo, but everyone's just gonna say that it looks ugly. People just don't know what they're talking about. Honestly, y'all, it looks really good by my standards. Like, look at this. You can't tell me that this doesn't look good, right? Okay, I'm gonna go enjoy this, and I'll BRB. Okay, everyone, my food was delicious, and, oh, no worries, someone doesn't want to hang out with us today. Food was delicious. I am currently just sitting with my tea, And there's been something that I've wanted to talk about recently, and I really am curious to know people's opinions on it. Okay, so I've been thinking recently, and I've been listening to like a lot of like millennial core music recently, like Mumford and Sons, Macklemore, etc. And there's this tone of like empowering, happy, like things are gonna be okay. And I was like, what happened to that? And then I started looking at like the time frame that all of this music had been released, and it was all within the years of like 2008 to like 2015, 2016. I would probably put it at 2015, but I guess 2016. Now, this is also something worth noting because there's currently a trend going around on social media that like 2026 is the new 2016. So everyone is posting photos of themselves in 2016, and like I think a big part of this as well, I saw Rosanna was on the TV talking about this today, and I thought what she was saying was very interesting and impactful, but she was, and I only saw a little part of it, but she was basically saying how, get down! Rosanna was talking about how with the rise of like AI and fake content, and we were talking about it, I think it was yesterday maybe. Hold on, let me take a sip of this, by the way. It's very fruity with like the orange. I like it. Completely different experience than the lemon, but I might prefer this. It's nicer to drink. So with the rise of AI, and we were talking about these like deep fakes that are, you know, hyper realistic, easy to access and stuff. Basically, she was saying that with the rise of all of that, people are now kind of looking back on 2016 and how authentic it was and how different things were and how kind of social media and technology was in a completely different place than what it's in now, and people were kind of longing for that. And now, I remember that me and Ro talked about this at VidCon, actually. I remember we were sitting outside eating our lunch and drinking our little coffee, and we were talking about this and what the next couple years of kind of AI and social media looks like. I'm actually gonna need to take out my earrings because they're kind of hurting me. Woody is trying so hard to get up on the kitchen counter, and he's pissing me off. He keeps going up on the kitchen counter and turning the sink on. What is his problem? But anyways, we were talking about what the next couple years of social media looks like, considering that like AI is only getting bigger and these deepfake things are only getting, you know, more powerful and easier to believe and all of the rest. And we kind of came to this conclusion that like it's gonna get so big that like every creator and every person and every job is going to get wiped out. But the flip side of that is when that happens, people are going to yearn for authenticity and the way that like things used to be. And I think we're starting to see that with this 2016 trend of people like looking back and like how different life was. And so then I really started thinking about, you know, Macklemore's music, Mumford and Sons music, and the music that was happening at the time. And it's weird because I was like, it almost, even though I was significantly younger, why does it feel like the years of like 2008 to like 2015, 2016 were more positive / progressive, I guess, than what we have right now? Like, why does it seem that like we've gone incredibly backwards? Because I think back to like 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, specifically 2015, there was this like joy and like optimism that was like in the world. And obviously there were things that, you know, were terrible and terrible things going on and stuff like that. But I'm saying like the overall like vibe of like world news, the overall vibe of like day-to-day news coverage, life was, I think we can argue, point blank period, significantly more positive than what it is now. And I was thinking about that, and actually I think it does go to 2015 because the first Trump presidency started in 2016, and I think that that's when like people lost a lot of hope, or at least a huge chunk of people lost a lot of hope. But I think that I'll kind of put it down to, let's kind of say like the Obama era. I wrote some notes on this as well, but I just kind of have so much off the top of my head. So I'll say like 2008 to like 2015, there was like this optimism in the air. You know, there were so many bills being passed that were more progressive leaning. Same-sex marriage was legalized. Again, the Obama presidency had a very kind of youthful optimism. Millennials, I think it's millennials, you know, really rallied to vote for him and were celebrating when he won, and it was like a really big moment. Again, I want to get to some of my notes here, but it kind of was this, like, it gets better thing, you know, like it seemed that between those years, it was kind of this build up to like things are getting better. I think as well that with the rise of like Tumblr and different social medias within their like first years of really gaining, there again was this curiosity and excitement, and I think all of those as well led to a lot of optimism and hope for the future. Now, I've written some other notes here as well. I was doing this while I was on the train yesterday because I kind of wanted something, and I also did my 2016 dump while I was on the train, Instagram dump, since like I was blowing up the bathroom. While I was on the train yesterday, I did my 2016 photo dump, and then I started like looking into this as well. Now, I will say that there was a lot going wrong in the world as well. There was a lot of terrible things happening. There was a lot of wars that were happening. There was a lot of unnecessary fighting. There was also bills that were passed worldwide that were terrible. Like, there are those things as well. But it's interesting because a lot of people that you'll ask of a certain age, when you ask them about that time period, they'll say that like the vibes were quite optimistic and were quite positive. And think back yourself from the years of 2008 to 2015, like the world around us seemed a lot more positive than what it does now, right? Now, I kind of looked to like where things like started going wrong, I guess. Now, I do think that there was a lot of movements being made with feminism, with trans visibility, with gay rights, with racial justice. But what you can see, and specifically with the momentum of Trump winning the 2016 election, I think with every, win for trans people, or every win for women, or every win for queer people, or every win for people of color, there were these tiny little groups that were like being created in the opposite of it. We were seeing, like TERFs, we were seeing the MAGA, we were seeing the Donald Trumps of the world. We were kind of seeing this we were seeing everything positive be classed as woke. And this is whenever that word started getting introduced in this context, which it's like now weaponized with. And then there started becoming these like anti-woke people, like the Andrew Tates of the world. And I think that because we weren't in these initial years of social media anymore, social media, these companies were making money based on engagement. And I think the things that started making a lot of engagement were, rage content, rage bait, if you will, rage bait, rage bait, rage bait. And a lot of these things had to do with marginalizing or making fun of or attacking these communities that were getting these big wins over the years, like gay people, like women, like people of color, like trans people, like, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I think that it birthed this community of, like, the progress, ironically, triggered these hateful groups to rise, and rise very quickly as well. And again, platforms were starting to monetize like never before, and these types of people were saying things, and then all of the communities they were targeting were responding and shutting them down. But then ultimately, that person was getting a lot of engagement in their posts, which then meant that other people started doing the same thing to get attention, to then ultimately get money. And then this birthed this entire right-wing grift, which we see, to this day as well. Now, I do think it's worth noting that things aren't all so bad, because my ear is definitely like getting infected because of this earring. My God, it's so sore. I don't think the world got less progressive. I think ultimately the world has gotten more progressive. I think I can confidently say that. But I think that like the word like polarized, like the world got more polarized. Now, I do think whenever I was looking up specifically on Reddit about the Obama era, if we're going to look at like 2008 to 2015, there was a lot of people who were making some great points about like there were many issues with the Obama presidency as well. There's issues with every single presidency, of course, and some extremely worse than others. And again, whenever it comes to, you know, specific things, it's like, how do you weigh what's more intense than others? You know, capitalism was like a main thing as well, which is always kind of the crux of a lot of problems. But I think that the Obama presidency kind of ran on this like optimism and positivity. And I think ultimately, because, you know, things were still bad in the world, because they were selling this like fantasy, I guess, in a way, because obviously like the world can't be all good, you know what I mean? You know, COVID happening and economy collapsing and trying to fix from that, housing as well, people will always need someone to blame. And I think, you know, very quickly it was people were angry. And I think also something to note as well, which is why the world kind of feels way less positive now or more negative, is if you fundamentally think of it, back in like 2008 to 2015, bigots, racists, homophobes, transphobes, all of these people were scared. They were scared of saying the things they wanted to say. They were embarrassed. They would be absolutely shamed. Versus now, these people are the ones who have hugely successful careers, huge podcasts. So there is a world that we're living in now where it is promoted to be like a bigot because you'll make money, you'll be a podcast. And this is what we're going to be really dealing with within the coming years, is these young boys specifically who were lonely during the pandemic, who were essentially raised on rage bait content like Andrew Tate, or, you know, I can't remember any of the other ones' names off the top of my head, but like these horrible right-wing grifters, you know, we're going to see the impact of young men being raised watching that type of content and believing this type of stuff, whenever 10 years previous, people like that would have been shamed into fleeing the country. You know what I mean? Like, that is the difference that we're talking about right now. Like, social media and the growth of it ultimately gave bigots a platform to find and develop more bigots, which didn't exist back then, or at least wasn't as publicly accessible. It would be little grips of communities, but now it's like, well, hey, anyone can be a bigot. Which is now when people like hear the word woke, they think of like a certain group of people, and ultimately it's because people were conditioned to believe that that word is bad, or conditioned to believe that people with progressive values are weird, or, you know what I mean? It's just, it's crazy. But ultimately I do think that, like, yes, there are a group of young men who are going to grow up and be terrible people because of people like Andrew Tate, but I do believe that, I mean, you know, here's the thing. I look around at the world and I see the people my age. And even, I was going to say, like, I do live in a little bit of a bubble in Brighton. I'm aware of that. Brighton is very queer, very progressive, one of the most progressive places I've been in the world, you know what I mean? But even when I go back to Derry has lots of problems. Lots of problems. But people my age in Derry are not acting how, when we were younger, the people our age then were acting. You know, even my peers who were homophobes and sometimes all the bigots in secondary school, some of them are gay now. Some of them are the most, if you want to use that word, woke people ever. You know what I mean? Because the real world and social media rage bait are two very different things. And those young boys who've been raised by Andrew Tate and stuff will realize very soon that they are in the real world. And it's kind of like this, you see these videos of like people, you know, who are going to like anti-Trump rallies, and they're like absolutely trying to rage bait, and they're saying these horrible things, but there's only a small group of them, because that's not how the real world works. Like, I think social media has created this like echo chamber that it's very easy to believe, specifically like me on Twitter, it's very easy to believe that the entire world around you is full of bigots and things are so horrible with the way that people are talking about each other and stuff like that. But once you realize that it's actually the algorithm specifically showing you those things so that you can engage with them and make the social media more money, you realize that in the real world, I think that the world has probably never been so, like, people's opinions have probably never been so progressive than they've ever been. That doesn't mean that laws reflect that or politicians reflect that, but I think day-to-day people are probably the more progressive that they've ever been. I think that there's more queer people. I think that there's more anti-capitalist people than we've ever dealt with before. There's more radically aware people. There's more anti-cop people. And the biggest thing as well is I think that there's more like anti-billionaire people. The more people get rich, the more people get angry. And so I think actually people are more progressive now day to day. And that's why like it's very important to like remind yourself that like there is a real world out there. And I'm talking to this guy right now as well. And I think we're actually gonna go for a date next week. So we'll see how that goes. But he has a very different life than me. He is very outdoorsy. He, you know, does all these fucking activities and all this shit, like outdoors and works out and stuff like that. And I was talking to him and I was like, wow, I was like, you are someone that I need to hang out with either way, like dating or not dating, counting or not counting. Because I really think that I want to be outside more. I want to be touching grass more. I want to be in the real world more because again, it is so easy to see social media as a reflection of the real world. And unless you perfectly curate a timeline and block everything and all of the rest, it's very easy to probably believe that every single person is a bigot. Because again, the people that were being pushed are these like podcast, you know, tech bros who are ruining the world. So with that being said, again, I think that people look back on the 2008 to 2015 and realize that there was like a false sense of optimism that maybe didn't reflect reality, and people kind of push back on that now, which is what we're seeing. But I do again kind of think that we are in a world that is more progressive and whatever. And you know what? That's a good thing. Happy days. Thank fuck. So I want to know your thoughts, but all I'm saying is I was listening to Same Love by Macklemore. I love that song. And you know what's so crazy as well? I used to think of when I would see like a rainbow sidewalk. I used to be like, ugh, that is so lame, so try hard. And when corporations would celebrate Pride, I would be like, lame, this is so cringy, gin first hits, you know, the rainbows are up. And I think they're two different things. I think the corporations are doing it, they don't care about Pride, they'll sell you out for a dime, they don't give a fuck, they're just doing it for profit, right? But there is something really sad about looking around now and seeing less and less companies celebrate Pride, even though they're just doing it for monetary gain, because it's like visibility, you know what I mean? It's like that visibility. And with rainbow sidewalks, we're seeing them all over America be, you know, stripped, painted over, all of the rest. And I think that it's crazy because I think a lot of people, myself included, really took for granted this kind of false optimism and how nice it was, you know, a rainbow sidewalk. Who gives a fuck about that? But in reality, the meaning of having it there and it not being vandalized or it not being taken away is a huge thing. And I was listening to the Macklemore Same Love song and like him talking about like, you know, the word like gay and stuff being used in rap and, you know, we just gotta let everyone live and stuff. And then there's this song Downtown by Macklemore. I've been bumping the fuck out of that recently. It's just this positive optimism. And again, I've been listening to these like Mumford & Sons songs and it's like, wow, like people who are, you know, older than me and got to live through that 2008 to 2015 like optimism era, and they were like a teenager or a young adult during it, you know, like a young adult, I guess. I am so jealous of you. I'm so jealous of you. I really, really, really am. I'm so jealous that like, even though a lot of it was incredibly performative, I'm so jealous that like you got to experience the world when it seemed that, you know, everyone was working together, and before like algorithms really came in and started, you know, it's just this profit and rage bait. Like, if you've watched this far, please let me know what it was like living during that. And again, I was living during it. I was online during that time. Like, I was very hyper aware of it. But I think there's a difference in being like a teenager and being like a young adult or an adult living through that. And again, I'm saying, acknowledging there were a lot of terrible things happening during this time as well. But I just want to know, I guess what I'm saying is we've got to bring woke back. We've got to bring woke back. And again, I'm aware of the meaning of that word, and I'm aware that in this context, but in this context, I'm saying it in terms of like when people are using it in a negative way to kind of try to marginalize the grip now. I'm like, we need to bring it back. We need woke 2.0. We need optimism. We need it back. Could you imagine? We need it back. All right, with that being said, I'm gonna love and leave you. I am gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna go get ready. I'm gonna probably film some videos, and I will see you